Yo, welcome back to Don Juan Spiritual Guidance. If you're new, welcome. It's your girl Don, and we are back with another video. Hey. So, for those of you that don't know, I am a spiritual life coach, and I receive channel messages from the Holy Spirit. And I am guided to share my story as a testimony for those of you who may need to hear it. Okay, so this one is about me being a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Y'all was good. Hey. So, that has been a difficult journey. Ooh, that has been a difficult journey for so many reasons. So I came out to my parents in July 12th of 2017. Simultaneously, that is also when my first girlfriend and I got together for what ended up being a 3-year relationship, okay, before it ended. Woo. Okay, and I say woo because when you hear this story, okay, I'm gonna share some parts that the Holy Spirit is guiding me to say, okay? So when I came out to my parents, my mom cried. My dad, I had never seen like the most disappointed look on his face, okay? In all serious. And I was sitting there like, should I not have told them? So I am an only child. Biologically, I am an only child. And I am specific when I say biologically because I do have people that I will introduce as being my sister or my brother, okay? Biologically, I am an only child, okay? Grew up Catholic, literally born bred. 3 months or 6 months baptized, okay? Made the 7 sacraments. My confirmation name is Bernadette, okay? Full honesty, I think the Catholic church is very beautiful, though I do not agree with all of the doctrines, okay? I am also spiritual. Okay, I am very tapped in with my 6 supernatural senses, so I do receive downloads and things of that nature. And I also help people with their psychic abilities, growing, learning. Okay, I'm kind of a dichotomy here. So, with that being said, my parents were very upset because, the Catholic Church, quote unquote, does not agree with the LGBTQ community. So with that being said, they were extremely hard on me. And this was a difficult time of my life because my parents have never been hard on me like they were about this, okay? So because they were afraid of what other people would think. And my parents are baby boomers, okay? So back in their day, I understood where it was coming from, right? From a therapeutic perspective, I understood where the concern was coming from because everything I was hearing, what about the church? What about the people? What? Their friends. Oh, wait a minute, Nikki, what? And it was so disheartening for me because my parents have always been supportive. Like, don't ever get it twisted. My parents are very supportive. I wanted for nothing as a kid. Okay. They made sure I was straight. Okay. And good. All right. So I always love my parents for that and things of that nature. I definitely cherish them. Also, simultaneously, this traumatized me. Okay, constantly because I was hearing things that I never heard come out of my parents' mouth before. All right, Nikki, your womb is a God's gift to a man. Nikki. So for those of you who don't know, my nickname is Nikki. Okay, that's what they call me. All right, my spiritual name is Dawn. My confirmation name is Bernadette. My nickname is Nikki. So Um, Nikki will be extremely disappointed in you if you were to ever marry a woman. My daddy. Now, here's the thing. My parents are as sweet as pie. And I know y'all like, well how are they sweet and they're doing this? Because it's like when you separate this situation from everything else, right? Like, no, they're not perfect. When you separate this situation and there is another situation where it made me look at them like, come on, y'all, what's going on? Um, they're really sweet as pie. They're willing to help any and everybody. Okay. And so my dad really has a close relationship with God. And my mom does too, in this particular, what I'm about to share, okay? My dad came into my room, right? Because at this point, I'm like a year deep in this relationship with, at the time, now my ex-girlfriend. And my dad was like, so you don't care about what we think? So the first year, I was devastated. Like, it was like, well, they supported me through everything. Why can't they support me through this? Why can't they? Listen, I had a therapist and everything, okay? I love therapy. It is awesome. And I wish more people could do it because, no, there's nothing wrong with you if you're going to therapy. You're actually helping yourself. Just like if you were to go to a physical doctor. Go check out my bullying video. Okay, I talk a little bit more about that. Anyways, so my daddy was like, you don't care? And at that point, after a year, I reached the point of, no, I don't care. No, okay, because at the end of the day, it's my happiness that matters. My mentality was and is, when my parents are deceased, who has to be happy? Me. I want to be happy. I'm not finna be miserable for anybody if I don't have to be, right? Just because you don't have the same morals and values as me, just because we're a family doesn't mean that we have to have the same, that every value has to be the same. Just because we're a family doesn't mean that every solitary belief has to be the same, right? And for some reason, I felt like they were not getting that. Anyways, I got it. So I was able to remove myself from wanting them to accept me to a mentality of, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do me. And I'm sorry you don't like that. This side of me, whatever the case may be. Listen, I was feeling like an outcast. I was feeling like my parents didn't love me. I was feeling like just so, it was bad because I was having suicidal thoughts. Listen, let me tell you, when it comes to some, like I was saying, when my daddy came in my room, he was like, you don't care what we think? And I said, no, and it was just such a shocker to him. I guess I would say no, because like I said, I'm their only child. And they went through a lot to have me, okay? And I came early, so, and wasn't able to leave the hospital right away either. So I understand. Also at the same time, I just felt like I wasn't, because they disagreed with it and they was worried about other people's opinions. And at the time, I was giving two fucks about people's opinions, because what is all other people's opinions gonna do for me? Things of that nature. At the end of the day, I have to make my own decisions, just like my clients have to make their own decisions at the end of the day, just like you guys have to make your own decisions at the end of the day. Nobody can make the decisions for you. They can give you advice. They can give you, some sort of, idea when it comes to something. At the end of the day, you have the final say. Well, in my opinion, God has the final say. In my opinion, right? Because not everybody believes. So anyways, listen, my daddy came back in my room and put holy water on me. And although I, know that holy water, I use holy water. Like, I use holy water to bless myself, right? I know why he has holy water. In that particular moment, though, why he was putting it on me devastated me, because it was just like, wait a minute, do you feel like I'm unpure because of this? Wait a minute, do you feel like I have something in me because of this? Wait a minute. And then the fact that I was told that you'll be extremely disappointed in me, I just felt like an outcast. And remember, I don't have siblings. I am the only one, right, at the time that was around my parents. I mean, yeah, I have friends and I was telling them this and things of that nature. So it was just really disappointing because I never experienced this from my parents before. Remember, I said they was very supportive, and this, it was just the exact opposite. I mean, straight cold. So that really hurt. And then also too, my daddy made me go see a priest. Made me go see a priest, y'all. And then not only made me see a priest, took me in my car. He drove me in my own car to see this priest. Listen, look. And his intention, right? Because full blown honesty, sometimes we still have difficulties about this because they have their idea, and I get it. Our parents, they have, an idea of what they want their child's life to look like, right? And in my parents' view, right, what they want for me is they want a grandchild. They want me to marry a husband because they want to make sure that things are safe and secure before they leave this earth. And I understand that. I definitely understand that. For me, it's more so, okay, let's just make sure that happens regardless if it's with a man or a woman. So I'm bisexual, okay? Bisexual, very proud of it, okay? And so I'm not going to change for anyone. And so with that being said, the day I was going, trigger warning, okay? The day that I was going to, my dad was making me do that, I wanted to just die. I was having all type of suicidal thoughts. I don't think I'm going to say what they were. I was having all type of suicidal thoughts. And let me tell you something. The priest that I saw, right? Listen, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for what the priest said. And the priest was like, wait a minute, hold on. The Catholic Church doesn't frown down necessarily upon the relationship. It's the act of it. The holding of the hands or the kissing or whatever the case may be. And he wasn't, so he was just like, after everything that I was telling him that I was going through, he was like, okay, you need to move out. You need to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't care if it's small. Like, he doesn't know. And now that I'm talking about this, I feel like I need to tell him, you saved my life that day. And here's the thing. My daddy is a great daddy. Like, that's my heart. That's my heart. And his intentions, because he believed that it was wrong, he felt like I can't let my baby girl, like, be steered wrong and things of that nature because he thought it was wrong. So from a therapeutic perspective, I understand, like, okay, you're looking at things from a father's perspective. Anything that you feel like is wrong, right? He's a protector. So anything that he feels like is going to hurt me in some type of way, shape, or form, he's stepping in. He's making sure it doesn't happen. Or, you know how parents are. So I get that that's where it was coming from, right? The intention. Also, at the same time, my daddy was not looking at it from a perspective of, oh, wait a minute, oh, shit. How would she feel about this? Even though that this is what I want, even though that this is what, I want her to talk to the priest, and how is this impacting her? And because I was so upset, I was pushing my parents away. It was just like, oh, no, bye. Now, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not trying to look at you. Like, what? Listen, so let me tell you something. And if it wasn't for my friends, Child, if it wasn't for the priest that my dad thought was going to tell me, no, it's wrong, you need to da-da-da. If it wasn't for the priest to actually keep it real with me, I don't know where I would be. I'm going to just say that. I don't know where I would be. Well, I'm glad I'm here. Okay. So also, let me share some things that helped. Venting to trusting friends. Okay. Trusting friends and trusting family members. Like, there was a couple of family members that I talked to, and that was surprisingly really supportive. There were some family members that was extremely not supportive, and that's because my parents told, and I was upset about that. It's my business. Why you outed me? Anyways. So another thing, another healthy coping skill that was very good for me, I stayed in environments that I felt like was stable. So I stayed with a coworker for a while until I was able to get on my feet. What else did I do? Oh, I started like doing different activities. So I would color, I would journal my emotions. At the time I was writing poems, okay? Spending at the time with my girlfriend at the time, I would, we would go out, we would go to the lake. I am a lake person, I'm a water person, period. So that was very soothing for me, and it helped uplift my spirits, right? Going to the movies, okay? And then coming up with a plan, like, okay, how we gonna get out of this? And then big ups, okay, a huge big ups to my therapist at the time, because she was the couple counselor for my girlfriend and I at the time, and she was my individual therapist too. And I mean, that therapist, she was doing so much for me. I mean, she would allow me to, message her if anything got bad, because she knew how bad my situation was at the time. Like, I had no peace. Okay. And let me tell you something, it really does take a village. So make sure whoever you have in your circle is real. Okay. And make sure that you have I know listening to music a lot. I love trap music. My taste of music is very eclectic, okay? But I really love trap music. So that helped me get through it. I would listen to people who was in horrible situations and how they basically had to get it out the mud, and that was inspiring for me. Not necessarily, what they were doing. It was just, listening to their stories. Okay, because stories are powerful. Stories are testimonies in how God works in our life. And if you don't believe in God, this is not for you. I'm not in alignment with you. Okay. All right, because I do. All right, so listen, stay the course, stay the path. You do not have to change yourself for anyone. Liking the same sex, or right, if you're a transgender, but listen, you gotta do you. And everybody is not going to agree with everything that you do for you, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, right? Whatever the case may be. And what I mean by that is, you're not shooting them, you're not stabbing them, you're not talking bad about them, right? You minding yours. Now, they may be upset because you're not paying them any attention, or you're doing something that is not within their values. Look, everybody's going to have their different morals, values, beliefs, okay? Some are going to be the same and some are not. And guess what? That is okay. Also, some baby boomers, they have typically they have difficulties with change because they've been doing something for a while, right? They want to stick with it. You can't tell them nothing about it because they've been doing it for a while and it's been working for them, or not really working for them. They're going to stick with it anyways. And then you have some that do, right? And then you have some that may change for certain things, and some that may just stick their foot on. At the end of the day, you have to be you and do you, okay? Is it always going to be easy? No. I wish I could say that every day would be raindrops, gumdrops, and sunshines. It's not, right? That's why healthy coping skills are really, really, really important. Okay? So that you can calm yourself down. Okay? So that you don't make an emotionally driven decision, right? Because the last thing you want to do is make a lifetime decision based off of a temporary emotion. Okay? I tell my clients that all the time, simultaneously while talking to myself. Now, is that always easy? No, it takes practice. It takes practice. Just remember, when you're high in your emotions, though, it is difficult. That's why people say, don't make a decision when you're mad. Don't make a decision when you're really high in your emotions, right? Wait till you can calm down first, right? And calming down may look different for everyone. What can help, right? So journaling, sitting at the lake, talking to a trusted friend or a trusted family member, whatever the case may be, okay? Or literally getting a therapist, a mentor, a life coach, right? Someone that can be of a positive influence in your life and help you through those rough times, because that's one thing we are all a part of, and that's rough times. Okay, nobody is immune to adversities. It's how we get over them that matters, right? Because I would never tell anybody that no matter how mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually healthy you are, you're still having a humanistic experience. So for me, this is coming from a spiritual perspective, because although I am Catholic, I'm spiritual too. So I believe, and I know that everybody doesn't have the same beliefs. It's okay. If you don't, it's all right. You don't have to watch. I believe we are spiritual beings having a humanistic experience. And so with that being said, it's an experience. So what's your experience going to be? When you face an adversity, how you going to handle it? Because I would never say we're never going to have another negative thought or we're never going to have another negative emotion, because it's going to happen, right? It's how we go on from it that matters. Literally. Okay? Are we going to just respond impulsively, or are we going to give ourselves time to calm down so we can think about how we want to respond? Because remember, that's where your power relies. Your power lies in how you respond to something, being able to choose. So yes, there are certain things in our life that are destined and fated to happen for our soul's growth and expansion. Okay. Also, God gave us free will. So that means God is not going to intervene on everything, because everybody has choices. So since everybody has choices, you got to be mindful of the choices that you are making. Okay? And if you respond to something quickly without thinking about it first, you might be in huge regret later. Okay? With however you responded. Because a lot of times I hear, oh, I did not have to respond that way. Or, oh, I did and now I got to suffer this consequence. Or, sometimes you can't always go back. Sometimes you can't always apologize. Sometimes you can't always get out that jam. Right? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And to help lessen, reduce, and or prevent, calm down. Okay? And know that your life is yours. All right? Regardless of what anyone says, regardless of what anyone feels, you have to live your life for you. Okay? You. So, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Deuces, dance.